Welcome back everyone, my name is Hui Lao. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about a tool in Feng Shui. Do you ever feel like your home's energy is a little bit off? Do you want to attract more abundance, love, and energy? So we're talking about the Bagua map, a tool as basic as it could be, but also powerful in Feng Shui. We use this to analyze the home energy. We use this to analyze and enhance the home's energy. It's also figuring out where are the positive and the negative within the home. All these concepts came from the Bagua map. You can see the yin yang sign. That's kind of where it all started in. If you do a Google search on Bagua map, there's probably a lot of different ones out there. Which one's right, which one's wrong? It's hard to tell. So let's stick with the original one, the OG of the Bagua map. This is the very original Bagua map. You can see there's the yin yang sign in the middle, and you got 8 different pointing directions out there with words written on it. The literal translation for Bagua is actually 8 trigram, hence why there's 8 pointing directions out there. So this chart was actually developed back in the 1370s. So this is the OG chart of Bagua. So how did we come to 8 from 2? Well, you have to do a little bit of math. That's why Asian is good at math. So you take 2, yin and yang, right? And you 2 to the 3 power. Multiply it together, you get 8. As simple as that. And it gets more complicated if you expand on this concept, because you got the yin and the yang of each direction. So that's 16 different factors. And eventually you break it down to 64 factor at the end of it. And it gets more complicated when you dig deeper into the concept, because you got the yin and the yang. There's also the early and later phase and the middle stage. So mix all that together, we get a total of 64 possibility with the hexagram analysis. So I found this chart that would better explain it. Basically, the Chinese were doing binary before computer came along. You got zeros and one all mixed together. That's how you come up with eggs. You might even call like Feng Shui as an ancient computer system that they had back in the day before computer came along to figure out energy, the nature of the world using these calculations. This is another chart that shows how it breaks down. You can see like at the very bottom, Tai Chi, that's where it all started. You see older Chinese doing Tai Chi in the park these days. That's kind of where the concept came from. You have Tai Chi, and you break it down into yin and yang. You got Xi Xiang, the 4 step, which is like you got Tai Yang, Xiao Yin, Xiao Yang, and Tai Yin, which basically the major and minor of the yin and yang, which breaks down into Bagua at the 8 different directions. So they're not just like little lines. They kind of remind me of like Morse codes or Braille, the language that blind people use. I think conceptually it's similar how they come up with this idea. Now, so what does it mean? So you can actually find all of these directions on my law pen, which is what I carry to go to a Feng Shui visit. So all of these directions shows up on here. You can see how it breaks down. From the center, there's 8 of them, and breaks down into multiple different subsections of each direction. And that's what I'm trying to figure out when I go visit a house or business, to determine the positive and the negative of each property. So starting from the first one, Kin at the top left corner, that's the first direction. It also represents south. So kind of you start from there, south, you got southwest, and Li is west, and so on, all the way going full circle to the last one, Kun. So by analyzing the Bagua, you can see they map to a different direction when you break it down. So for example, Kin, I mentioned, it means south and heaven. That's why south is at the top when we look at Feng Shui charts, because the heaven is always on the top. You look at the sky, okay, that's the top. And then you use Kin, which is south. And we've just been doing this for thousands of years, so stuck with it. And each trigram within the Bagua means different person in the family too. So for example, Kin means like father. I mentioned that. So you go to Sun, it means the oldest daughter in the family. Kan actually means the middle son. Yin means the younger son. And Kun means the mother. That's the earth. And the Shun means the oldest son. And Li means the middle daughter. Dui means the younger daughter. And these are things we consider when we look at the feng shui of a house, see how it impacts different people within the family living in the home. And that's why my law pad has so many different information on it. There's so many different things to cover by looking at the direction of it. And I can also spin it too. So from this circular chart, you can translate it to more like a grid shape to fit into like a floor plan for a house. Like this one. That's why we're talking about permanent feng shui. The center really has any positive or negative effect because it's the center. But then we can analyze all the other locations to determine the well corner, the love corner, relationship, anything, or money. So using the relationship of the front door to the rear, we can determine the positive and negative of each sector within the home. So for example, if you are a south-facing home, then we could tell that the east sector is where the wealth is, and the northeast is where the negative spot is. So it changes based on the rotation. For example, we rotate to like a west-facing house, then we know that northwest is the negative spot, and so on and so on. There's a calculation that goes into it. That's a topic on its own. Essentially, we break down into a chart like this to determine the wealth, the relationship, the negative, the minor positive, and health, and so on and so on. All these different things, we can use the Bagua to determine where exactly the spot is in your home. So Bagua will tell you a bit about your home, where the good and the bads are, but it doesn't really provide the cure as much. So for example, you want to boost the wealth in the wealth corner. You want a piggy bank or a big leaf plant to boost the wealth, but it doesn't address other problems that are tailored for that one owner particularly. So that's when we look at birthdays, and then you use combine like a Bazi and the life analysis to determine what elements. So the element would play the factor to kind of tie all these different pieces of information together. So for example, I live in this house, south-facing, and then I sleep in like a very bad area. So how do I boost that level of negativity away from my home? So look at my birthday, born in summer. So hence I use more like a lighter color in my home. So like the window is painted white, and then I got other area that are painted white, silver, gold. Those are the color that would be beneficial for me as a person born in the summer. And I look at that when I go to a house. Perhaps like not every house work the same for everyone, because maybe you got someone that's born in the winter, they will need the opposite. So instead of the cool color, you want to use some warmer color to warm the person up, because it's born in the cold season. There are plenty of examples that we can do to like changes their energy level for a home, for example, from negative to positive. Most cases. In some cases, you might have too much positivity. You want to tone it down to like a neutral level to make sure everyone lives in harmony. Because when you get too strong one element, it might drive other people mad if you live with other people. That's where family conflicts come into place, the energy imbalance of a home. So too much of one thing is bad, too little another thing is bad too. You want to live in harmony, right? That's what we strive to do with Feng Shui. So there you have it. The Bagua map is the key to unlock the potential of your home. Now, note this might seem a lot to take in the first place, but trust me, even making small changes will have big impact. So don't just watch this video and forget about it. I challenge each of you to grab a piece of paper, sketch out your home's floor plan, and try to overlay the Bagua map on top of it. Start by focusing one area that resonates with you the most. Maybe your career sector, or wealth, that you long for more love and harmony, perhaps. Take a look at the specific area that you need help with. What do you see? What do you feel like? Is it too cluttery? Do you need to clear it up? Is it too dark? Because a lot of times sunlight is important. It changes the mood. Is that filled with joy? Start with the small thing. Maybe you got some drawer that's really an eyesore. Change it up with some plant. Simply rearrange some furniture. I want to hear about your experience. Share your before and after pictures if you have them. Post some question. Talk about any breakthrough that you have. Let's create a community of some sort that we can learn and grow from each other. We do have a Facebook group that I have. Feel free to join that if you haven't. As always, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more education on Feng Shui, tips and tricks, and other useful things like Baji and Zodiac. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. And check out this video recommended by algorithm if you haven't. Remember, your home is a reflection of your inner self. By applying the principle of Feng Shui, you're not just changing your space, you're changing your life. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best on your Feng Shui journey.